right. A very good morning, late evening to everybody out there. It is I, the Warrior Junior, the man who is the man. There's a lot of people, they claim they're the man, all right? So I guess in your mind, you should be your own man or woman. God, whoops. Isn't there a thing, the lights go out in Georgia or something? I don't know. Georgia on my mind. Heard of that song before. Yeah. Please bear with me on my first sip of tea, because sometimes it's hard to gauge the temperature. I had an idea for an invention though, like a little thermometer thing you can put in your hot water, so you can see the temperature. Dumb ideas. Yeah, they say a lot of inventions started out as dumb ideas, but you can only do so much, right? This is not the chai spice. This is the lemon ginger, also organic herbal tea. Not really thirsty, but it's good to have when you're talking a lot. I don't know why this light keeps going out all the time. It's connected to some outlet, I guess if somebody does something, then this light is affected. If I don't know. A little weekend wrap up and thoughts, things. So let's get to it. I took a day off from working out on Saturday. Technically, it's Monday morning right now. 3:30, 3 o'clock. No. 2:30 a.m. Very sorry. And don't mind me, a little heartburn there. I didn't work out on Saturday because I went to Fullerton for this dance, the older people dance thing. And I noticed, with me, I do like I'm a one or the other kind of guy. I guess when I get into something, I'm very serious, but it's nothing new. I've been working out since if you could say when I kind of started around 1990, 89 in high school, kind of dabbled in it. I started, I was playing baseball, we had access to the weight room. I kind of got into it, but I was really small. The same thing in college, when I started playing baseball at LA Valley College. Kind of got into it, Remember, I tried doing like a squat, my first squat, and I just didn't like it, and I abandoned. I was like, I'm not doing this shit. I did a lot of forearm work, upper body stuff. Body responded well to but I heard a great saying on YouTube. I listened to this bodybuilding motivation. They're talking about eating. And they say you can't train like a horse and eat like a bird. Kind of hit me kind of hard, So I was saying, well, I'm training so hard, but I'm not really building any density, as far as muscle, And that saying, you can't eat, can't train like a horse and eat like a bird. I was like, wow, Now, I was like, if you say if you look at my food bill, it would knock you down, what I spend. It's not really the amount per se. Well, maybe it is, but what's important is the frequency. I think, well, I know you've heard this a million times. Bodybuilders eat, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a day. And I would say, like, as I heard, like, don't babies eat like every 2 hours or something? And so the idea is, it's not this massive amount of food all at once, as per se, as it's broken down throughout the day. And I look at, like, some examples of this. And, like, Jay Cutler talks about, but you can't really gauge, some of these guys that are really that big, that doesn't apply to somebody like me. I'm like 180 pounds, but when I work out, body runs anabolic, you can tell you need to be eating frequently. Well, I gotta sleep, I can't eat when I sleep. Some of these guys, they'll have like a protein shake, in the fridge or something, or they'll make one, sometimes sleep for 3 hours, get up, or right before they go to bed. It's a very good idea. What I have are the RTDs, ready to drink, Labrada, the lean body. It's not a low calorie food, it's like only like 300 calories, but it's like 40 grams of protein in there. It's very dense, no sugar, banana flavors. It's really good. And it's like, I spend like close to $40 for a 12 pack of it. But it's good, and so what you do is, you pattern things out. So when, okay, I'm gonna go work out now. Now I got a lot of free, when I have free time, I like to make use of the gym, and make sure that my eating frequency stays on. Now that's really, really hard to do when you're doing other things. So, on the norm for me, if I have one, if I get up, I'm up, feel like working out really early. I don't care. I've worked out at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, many, many times. Go in the gym 9, whenever. Always, not almost, I always will have something, maybe an hour before, depending. I'll do like small bowl of plain oatmeal with little peanut butter powder on top. Just put water, nuke it, whatever. I'm getting into, I almost never ate pancakes. So I get these at Trader Joe's. They're like these small little pancakes. You nuke them. They're small. They're like the silver dollar pancakes. They come like 12. You get them in a little box. My friend goes, "Well, you don't put any maple syrup on there, or butter, or anything?" I go, no, plain. There's enough sugar actually in the pancakes. Believe it or not, I looked on the thing, and it was like 5 grams or 10 grams of sugar per 3 pancakes. I eat 9 of those. You can't really taste the sugar in there, but it's there. Careful with that shit. But there's, it is, it's protein in there, and it's like solid food. And then after, the workout. When I get home, I'll immediately have a recovery drink. Not a protein, not a Labrada. I have stuff. Um, it's like a rehydration drink. It's get it. Excuse me. I get it at Pavilion. It's like $25. Like there's like 25 scoops in there. Excuse me. Wow. It's like a cherry limeade. It's like a yellow packaging. That's right. When I get home, I'll take a shower. Then I'll make, I'll have whatever the pancakes, or I'll make like get the egg whites in a carton. I'll have just about 40% of the I think it comes in like a quart liquid egg whites. And I'll have some of what my ex-girlfriend used to call the GP sausage, General Public. It's like banquet sausage. 3, maybe 4 of those. A couple pieces of wheat toast with it. So I kind of make an egg sandwich, but it never holds. And I'll put like this Kraft buttermilk ranch dressing on it. It's kind of dense, the eggs. So that's my breakfast. Lunch has always been a little tricky for me for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's a weird time, I say eat lunch around 12 or 1, but depending when I work out, I'll generally do a tuna salad, not with lettuce, just a tuna salad, And I like this chicken enchiladas verde I get at Trader Joe's. It's like $8. You just nuke it, right? Not all at once, If I eat the tuna salad a couple hours later, then I'll do the chicken enchiladas, or even later sometimes. I had it last night around 8 or 9, at 9, I think. I laid down. I got up a couple hours, an hour ago, and I knew it too. I said, I'm gonna have some when I wake up. I have this chicken parmesan that I got from Trader Joe's. It's pretty good. Before I laid down, I had like 3/4 of that Labrada shake. So the thing is the frequency. And what happens is when I go to these dances in Orange County, throws off the frequency. There's no way, So what I do is I bring shit with me. Um, these dances, they're around, and this is going to lead, to the weekend. What I did. I bring, the tuna salad that comes in a container, whatever. I get it at Pavilion. It's like $8 or whatever. So I carry in a plastic bag. I bring food. I bring one. Oh, and I forgot to say I like this carrot juice, that I get at Trader Joe's. There's actually 2 variations. There's carrot juice. The one I like more, the one they carry at Trader Joe's, like this carrot turmeric organic juice, like $4 comes in. It's 32 ounce in this glass jar. It's really good. $4. There's also this one that comes in a little like 16 ounce or something by Bolt House. They make. It's also like a carrot turmeric. It's a little more sweeter. I had one extra one. I like it because you can, bring it with you, for travel. Um, so when I go, I take the Metrolink. I brought when I dance, it depends. Mostly just jeans, tennis shoes, the dress shirt, maybe a sport coat. So I just bring with me, I'll put in the bag the extra shirt and the sport coat with the food and a thing of water along with it. It's enough. So I went down, I went to Fullerton, this thing. I had high, excuse me, I had high hopes. Yeah, I'll summarize it real quick. It was a bust, for me. When I say a bust, I wish there were busty. I wish there was something there for me. Actually, there was. And it's not here. I'll just start from the beginning. It's not that I didn't try. It's not that I didn't procrastinate. It's tough. I'm not blaming COVID, or anything. It just seems like maybe it's just my time. Is disintegrating. Like as far as what I call the musical chairs of life. Like I got a call from an old friend of mine, Pete, and I'm so happy that he texted me. I mean, I know, like I see sometimes on his social, he's okay, but he didn't contact me for like 2 years. Really, it kind of bothered me. I grew up with this guy, and he's been through a lot. I'm happy that he reached out to me. But what's the point? Why you mention it? Because what I mean by the musical chairs of life is like the older you get, it's very hard to connect with people and to build trust. That you don't know. You don't know. It's like you're not young anymore. Now that's good and bad. It's good that you're not young anymore because if you educate yourself, through your life experiences, you more than likely will not make any type of catastrophic mistakes, that maybe you've made, or just really bad ones. The bad thing about it is you're running out of time. Getting older. Women, mostly it's their looks. There's this Latina woman that, I'll get to her in a second. So these events start around 6 or 7. They go to about 11. They'll drag on a little more, but there won't be many people at that point. It's over by 11. There's this Latina woman. She's like, there's a couple people. They run the events. They go there, they set up and whatever. And while I'm catching an earlier Metrolink, usually there's the last one. I like to get there, right when the event starts. better earlier than later. So I wound up, because I've gotten to these events sometimes, like 9, 10 o'clock. You got about an hour at that point, at that. Well, it's a big difference between 9 and 10. I went to this one at the Irvine Hilton. Got there, yeah, around 9:30. At about an hour, and a half. That was already. Anyway, I wound up catching this earlier train. It dumped me off in Fullerton around 4:30. I walked to the hotel. It was at the Irvine. I'm sorry, at the Fullerton Marriott. I got there around 5:30. I guess they were just setting up. They were still setting up the event. I'm sitting there in the lobby, eating my tuna salad, and my carrot juice. They have like a restaurant there. It really doesn't look like a restaurant, but I guess it is. And they let me eat my. I'm watching the football game. I'm watching the Green Bay. Like it was like 7-0. I go, they're gonna kill them. And they fucking lost. Oh my god. Yeah, they didn't show up. I could tell. I said, wait a minute. That's it. It was 7-0, and then they didn't score really again. It was like 7-7, and they lost whatever, like a field goal. It's like both teams really didn't show up, but San Francisco just showed up a little bit more. And I can't believe Brady. Yeah, came back. It was 27-27. They lost to the Rams. I mean, that was like Brady lost. I was like, wow, really? I mean, in AFC, I picked KC though. Who's gonna stop them, right? Yeah, Bengals. Good luck. And the Rams got home field advantage throughout the Super. That's great. The Rams, they get the championship game here, and they get the Super Bowl here. I think it's the Rams, pretty much. I wouldn't be surprised to see KC win the whole thing, but that the Rams are going to destroy Frisco. They're going to kill them. It's funny, Frisco's got this running back, Debo. I love the name, Debo, like from Friday. Zeus, Tiny Lister. I like it. I'm getting off track here, but that Latina woman. Okay, so she runs. There's like this older Latina chick that runs, like she takes the money and she. I wasn't in my. I didn't change yet, but she goes, "I'll take your money now." She goes. I was like, "I'm sure you would." Like it's cute humor. I joke around with her. And she said something to me a little later that night. She goes, "I don't get it." And I go, "What is it you don't get?" And she goes, "This guy, I don't know if she asked him to dance," is what she said, and he said no. So, and she goes, "I just don't get it." And I was like, I tried to because I studied social dynamics. This is like very important. I go, "What is it that you don't get? You're not used to hearing no." And I could tell, when she was young, she must have been a real, I mean, she must have been really pretty. And it's very hard to say that because women bank so much on their looks. And this woman's got to be like in her early 60s. She could be more. She could be late 50s. Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But they always say you should have saw me when I was younger, kind of thing. I'd let her probably do some stuff with me. She's, I don't. But the side that's she's not, it's there's no chase there. There's no, but anyway, like I try to. So I told her, I said, and so she elaborates. She kept going. She goes, and why is he coming? This thing is for people to dance together. And I interjected. I said, well, look, you can't look at things from one. I can't speak for all guys, but I can speak for myself and from my research and what I know. Most women think so. They get turned down. Oh, he just doesn't. He's not into me. He doesn't like me. That is, that's definitely could be the case. But there's so many other factors that will go way over her head. Let me give you some of them. There's this woman I told you about, this Latino woman that every time I go there, she's there just about, and we dance together, through the night, whatever. But I'm not the only one she dances with. There's a couple other guys, and it doesn't bother me. And she sees me trying to dance with other women, and it doesn't bother her. Now, one time at the 4 Point Sheraton in Anaheim, I was dancing with her. Not the Latina chick that runs the show. It's a different one. I think she's a dentist or something. She owns whatever. I was dancing with her. And this young pretty woman, she came to kind of dance with me. And she got offended, the dentist, the Latina, and she went, That's the only time I've seen her try to box somebody out, like he's mine kind of thing. Now, here's a problem with that. And this is what I relate to the Latino woman that's running the show, but she doesn't get. If I'm dancing with somebody else, then you're keeping yourself from meeting somebody else. Potentially. Now, it doesn't mean for sure, because another woman could see you dancing with another woman, and she's thinking, okay, well, he's okay, he's safe, Or maybe it's the mentality she wants what she can't have. It's not just one way or the other. There's a million variables. But as a guy, it just depends what you want. Now there's this other guy that he co-promotes the show as well. He dances with every chick that he can. Every one. I don't know what his thing is. It doesn't matter. He's a cool dude. We talk sometimes. He saw me I had a better fitting. I showed up in a polo with my jeans, and he goes, "How often do you work out, dude?" And I go, "A lot." But he co-promotes the show, the events. Now I see this one Latino dude. He just sits there he's younger than me. He has to be, maybe he's 35 or something. And he shows up wearing a dress shirt, slacks, whatever, nice shoes, and he positions himself. He's in the front, and it's like a table, and he just sits there. And I would see this guy all the time, and he wouldn't get up. He would never get up and do an approach. He just would sit there and watch. That's his thing. But he did get up this time. And I'll tell you why, what happened. So, after whatever, kibitzing around and everything like that, I go in and out. It's in a ballroom, there's not that many people in this, for whatever, Fullerton ones. Let's say there's 40, 50 people max, if that, It's an adjoining ballroom, the dance floor. They said it was supposed to be a bigger dance floor, but they lay it out. They put it together by squares, so they added a couple squares. It's not that big, and these two chicks showed up. It was like a blonde-haired Latina, and it looked like this other woman was like maybe Middle Eastern, I think. But she was pretty. The Latino one is a little older. I could tell, she was like, okay, But the Middle Eastern woman, whatever or she was, she could have been Latino. I couldn't really tell. She was pretty. So they show up and they sit down at a table with like a position to look at the dance floor. And these women like basically faced each other all night and just talked to themselves. And I'm standing there like looking at, just looking at them. And what I was, going to make my move, it's like, now I listened to this guy, the fearless man. He has some people on there, I've heard so many P-Ways pickup artists talk about this, and they're like, 1, 2, 3, boom, go, go, go. It doesn't matter they're talking to themselves. That's just wasted. Look, I schlepp all the way down there to Orange County from West Hollywood. I'm not standing on the fence. There's no reason to. They shoot me down, whatever, and if those were the only women that were there, then so be it. It's my mentality is don't go there to dance. I can, but it's like it's not what I'm there to do, because I've done this so many times. I've danced my ass off. Depends on the scenes and stuff, and then you don't meet nobody. You get all sweaty and everything, and what's the point? The point is to try to get your needs met as a man, or a connection with a woman. Like I'm looking for a freebie is what I'm looking for. Okay, a relationship or whatever, but I'm looking to try to get some, something good. And I guess that's what all the other guys are. So this is what I started to notice. I'm standing there, and there's guys approaching these women. And I saw these guys, they're really old. They're like, wow. This one guy was looked like 80 something. He went in there, and then I'm trying to think, like, I noticed they didn't reject too many of them. But that hot chick, like one of them, like, guy would come up, ask her, and they would dance for one song, and the second the song was over, she just went back to her position, and it was done, like, thank you kind of thing. Like, there was no type of engaging in conversation. Now, I watched that guy, that Latino guy that I've mentioned, the younger, he got up. It was the first time I think I've ever seen him do an approach. He went to talk with that Middle Eastern chick, or whatever. They're both so close to each other. I'm trying to think if he got a dance with her or not. I don't know. But I said, all right, it's my turn now. And so what I did was I approached. Now they're sitting in these banquet chairs. I got down on one knee in between them so I could be at their eye level. I didn't want to do the generic, I'm not tall or anything, but I do things a little differently. And the Middle Eastern chick said yes. So she danced with me. couldn't get my like hands, you know, like she just wasn't receptive. And the second the song was over, she left. And I'm like, I asked her even before I go, "This is your first time here, right?" She goes, "Yeah." You know, they both went up to like this little bar. I offered, I said, "Well, thanks for dancing. Can I buy you ladies a drink?" No, they were fine. And then I watched, there's this one guy, a couple guys, they're like really good partner dancers. The only thing I saw is like, you know, now she seemed like it's kind of weird. It was a weird thing because it seemed like she kind of had a good spirit, like she was trying to have a good time, but she wasn't receptive to anybody getting to know her kind of thing. It was just a weird type of a chick, but she was, I could tell, you know, she had that little pompous kind of, because she knows she had like a pretty face. Her body, you know, was okay, but, you know, in that place, okay is like, you know, better than average. Because, I mean, to give you an idea, there's a lot of these women in there. This one woman looks like Jake's grandma, you know, from 2.5 Men. You know, these women, they're grandmas. They're you know, so anything that's like decent stands out kind of more. There's this guy, this couple that shows up. Dude's you know, he's like kind of a little husky, you know, husky, not a Malamute, you know, he's a little husky, a little big. But this chick that he shows up with, she's pretty. She's pretty for that place. And they dance together, and she's pretty good. She's a pretty good dancer, you know, like for a partner thing. And the guy saw me do my, you know, he said, I think he's seen me before, I don't know, but he always gives me props, like, yeah, when I'm dancing. Well, I went over, you know, and they were, he walks around, he talks to people and everything like that. And I said, "Dude, where did you meet her, right?" And he goes, "Here." And I went, "What?" Because I've been coming to these events since like 2008 or something like that. And I said, "Yeah, I remember. It was really good. Like I showed up. I was a lot younger. I was a little more aloof, you know. And the women were hotter back then, I guess. You know, because I've been going to these events now recently for over the past year and a half. I haven't been getting enough of them. But I remember like a couple years ago, like, you know, ironic, there was a chess tournament in one ballroom, and then the Lemon Drop Club happened to be, you know, in the other main thing. So I was actually went to both. The women were better back then, or something. I don't know. This goes back to the musical chairs analogy that I kind of opened with. As you get older, you know, the chairs start disappearing, you know, or so it seems. Yeah, that woman is pretty. Either she had some work done or something. She doesn't look that old. She looked like she could have been even a little younger than me, possibly. I don't know, but she's like, I would definitely fuck her. I mean, definitely. And then I think about like, God damn. I'm sorry, you know, Baruch Hashem is sorry to use God's name in vain, but I could just imagine if I was like that guy, you know, like in 2008, and I got something like that. They're just, you know, she's just so, I could tell, like, wow, you know, damn. She just like, she wears like a nice dress every time she shows up. her body is very firm. Like I could tell, she doesn't have like the biggest tits or anything like that. It doesn't matter. Like you see that it's just like there's a couple. Like what shines through her is like a couple things that really, you know, it's just the overall presentation of, like she's got a very pretty face. Like her hair is like short. And like her dancing is like kind of sexual with this guy. Like I could tell, like in bed, like anything goes. Like it's like you watch you when you watch some of these like erotic porn movies, or whatever, and it's like the guy is like having the time, like he can do whatever, like, and she's like a trooper, like it's just that's this kind of woman, and but she's not like slutty looking. It's like this guy hit the jackpot, he knows it too, and it's like, but something tells me this guy comes from money or something. I could tell, like he comes from money. He's not like he's not a youth or something like, or a schlep. Like he looks like he owns his own construction company or something. He's got something to offer. I know he does. And that older Latina chick that runs the event, she sits there talking with that guy, trying to. It's like, why is she wasting her time? He's already. I don't know if they're married or they're a couple, but he's already good, and it's like, so these women, they all want what they can't have, kind of thing. Maybe they can smell the money, they can smell it, but no, that older Latina chick that runs that event, she can't front that guy. Like, he's that chick that he shows up with there all the time, she's got everybody else beat, like there's nobody like, even that Middle Eastern chick, like her body, like, you couldn't compare. Like she knows she's overmatched. She's overmatched. She's, I could tell, like mean, I'm sorry to say, but guys are visual guys. At least this one is, and the cream rises to the top. Oh yeah. The cream rises to the top. So I saw this Macho Man promo, like it was Gene Okerlund. He had like Macho Man had the little creamers, he does like this little magic. He lost. That's when he lost the Intercontinental Championship. Lost the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Yeah, he goes, the cream rises to the top. Yeah, he's good. He's Macho Man. Now, what a wow, the great. There's no better, that the voice that man. But I listened to these things. He was so self-conscious, or whatever about Elizabeth. Like he put her in a room, like not to come out. He didn't want the other wrestlers looking at her. He was so overly defensive. Look, you gotta understand what these guys are on, man. You got to understand the power of anabolics. It's you call it roid rage, but listen, it's not simple as elevated testosterone. There's factors that, irritability, moodability, even, for the most part, like your psychology can keep you in place, but there are things like, look, we're human beings. Anybody can be set off by something, and everybody has a real trigger, of something that's when it happens with me sometimes, and you just have to be careful. The stuff that I take is nothing compared to what these guys were taking. I mean, you're talking about, I take like a stick of dynamite, they're taking an atomic bomb. I mean, that everybody reacts differently to certain things. Some of these guys come from bodybuilding backgrounds, like I do, like Batista. Now I'm not comparing myself, to somebody that that Buff Bagwell talks about this, that pushes the dart thing. He said, and he said something really interesting. When you start pushing the dart, you're going to be pushing it for like 20 years. More than likely. These are some great points, but I don't do that shit. But I can imagine, like these fucking guys that take all this shit. It has to fuck with you. Like, it's just they're very, very powerful compound. You can't expect, you know, um, no type of mood altering, things when you're taking stuff that's very powerful. Even just working out in general, if it raises your elevated testosterone, like, you just have to keep it in check. You have to know how not to let things get under your skin. I'll get back to the event, the dance event in a second. But I went to the gym yesterday, and I was in the middle. Like I stretch out my legs. For a leg workout, and like I just was starting. It's really, really hard. Like some of my leg stretches, I really have to maintain focus. And this one guy comes up to me in the middle of the stretch. He couldn't fucking wait till I was done to ask me, could I use this bar that's right there? Like, just this impatient noob, like that. And I will not fucking stop my stretch to answer your question. I have to focus in the middle of that stretch. I don't want to tear anything. I don't want to fuck anything up because I was answering your fucking question. I ignored him. I think he asked me a couple times. I still ignored him. He wound up taking the bar. Now, when I was done, I got kind of mad. I mean, I didn't like really go up into his face, but I said, "Yeah, right in the middle of my fucking stretch. Couldn't wait till I finished stretching that one leg, and then I'll answer any fucking question you want." These fucking idiots. Back to the event. So I went up to this other Latina chick. Just she was way on the far side, like really that far. I did an approach. I asked her to dance. She was a little older. She wasn't really my type, but I just wanted to like do what that guy that co-promotes the event. Try to dance with as many of these women as possible. And then see if there's anything doable. You know. Then there's this one Latina chick. She kind of looked like, kind of reminded me of a kitten Natividad, but not in her prime. Not in her prime at all. If you don't know who that is, look her up. Boy, in her prime. Holy shit. One of those, she was a real good, bubbly, beautiful, real nice. I love that. Just that she did a couple things I watched. It was like, wow. She did some porn too. Artist, she was doing like these Russ Meyer movies. It's like it's not porn at all, but she did like some topless like dance things and it's real positive, bubbly, great body, hair, face cute. Like I love it. And then she did like toward the end, she gained a lot of weight. I met her ironically at some event. I really didn't know who she was, but I did meet her. She gained a lot of weight. And she got older. did like this one porn thing. She's kind of too old though already, you know. But this woman kind of reminded me of that. She's kind of this frizzed out hair. She's wearing this dress. A giant ass, you know. And dress went down like to her ankles, you know, but I could see like she wasn't, you know. She wasn't in good shape, you know, really. But I said something really nice to her that she liked. She goes, wow, I love your stuff. She goes, what do you think? My hair? I go, like, everything's so nice. And I could have made like a hard move, you know, like, hey, you know, I'll have some fun with you kind of thing. But I really didn't see, you know, I mean, I heard of the term, any port in a storm, you know, but this is not a storm. Like, I'm not like, you know, my God, I have to get something kind of thing. Like, because, you know, I mean, I just, you know, look, something will either pull me or it won't, you know, and it was just, you know, I mean, I just didn't feel like I gotta have, you know, kind of thing. Because it's that woman that promotes the event, quote, whatever, that takes the money, the Latino chick. You know, all guys, we're all different, you know. We're all after different, we all have a different agenda. Now, ideally, it's like, you know, I guess we all get our needs met as a man kind of thing, but, excuse me. And then later, this older Latina chick showed up, this one that showed up at the Fullerton Hotel, the one that showed up with her friend. But he showed up with this high school friend or some guy. And she's the one that had the expensive Beamer, you know. So I tried to kind of move up on her. The friend she was with, he didn't box me out or he didn't care. He was like, you know. But I wasn't getting that kind of receptive, like, on me kind of thing. She wasn't really on me that first time anyway. So what, you know, let me consensus summarize here. You know what I'm seeing is not. I'm seeing slim pickings, and I'm seeing like no connections. You know that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the same people, and I'm not seeing much of a you know. My driver came and picked me up, $100 to get back home, but that's what it is. So it's like, what is it a waste of time or isn't it? Like, what's the other option? Like Friday night, I went up to the Piggy, you know, and there's like same fucking people in there. No, you know, nothing, not meeting any women, nothing. I told the security guy, yeah, I'm gonna go Saturday. I'm so optimistic about going down to Orange County. I said, I'm gonna. Guy goes, you're gonna get like 8, 9 phone numbers. I go, no, I'm gonna fucking leave with a chick. I'm gonna get my needs met. And I was so confident, you know. Now, if I would have, you know, some of those the Latino chicks, if I would have said like had the any port in the storm mentality, I think I could have got one. There were like it was a heavy one. That other Latino chick, 3, 4, an option of 4, but damn, I don't know what happened. I'm not like a gigolo, like I'm not like, it's like, it's not, I don't know, take whatever you can get kind of thing. I don't, I just don't have that. I gotta have that conquest. I have that conquest mentality of like, it's gotta like, I know instantly, like, as far as visually, I light up when I see what I like. I light up. That Middle Eastern one, like, I would have liked to like put my dick in her face or something. Like it was really nice, like it's a really pretty face. And that one chick that's with that guy, her, I would love to do it. Oh my god, that's a woman. I mean, like anything goes. She's like that guy. But if the guy looks like a construction company or something like that, I don't. I just don't like to. Hey, what do you do? What? Who cares? It doesn't matter. She's with him, and it's too late. She did look at me too. I mean, that's what. Wow. She did. She looked at me. She sat down when she was looking at me, and I looked at her like she was dressed like she had a pretty dress on, like Demi Moore had in Decent Proposal. It was like one of those. It was, I sat there and I just was like, God, why can't I have something like that? Even she would get dusted by she wasn't the greatest I've ever seen. Just there, like in a small, but it's like funny. They know she would get blown away like by places that are more higher end, like where, but for there, like she shines, like because those women are just too old, like she's. And there's this one woman, oh my god, so old, like it's just. I think her name is like Cookie or something. I don't know. I forgot if she. It was like a not cream puff. It's what are they called? Cupcakes. Yeah, something like that. I think I swore that's what she called. She's nice, but just way old, like really old. But she has like this long hair. Like I can't. Like it's too old for me. Like it's just way old. I'm sorry. I can't do like what's that movie Harold and Maude? I can't do. I can't do. I know the gods are laughing. They're laughing. I know. It, they have to be. If I live long enough, I'll be with that guy with the gray. Oh my god, he must have been 85. He went up to the chicks. Be nice if those women would be like, you know what, you're 80. If you can get it up, I'll give it to you, kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool. Give it a. They say stop watching porn. It gives you false hope. That's what it does. You're seeing like these women that got some, young, they got good bodies, and so you think that think that you're gonna get that. Like, you're gonna go around, you're gonna see a woman, any woman that looks good, and you're gonna go up and, hey, I want to give you the rainbow. Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. I'm not finished yet. I am not finished yet. Yeah, no, it gives you false hope. It gives you false hope. You see women, and they resemble like you see in the porn, and you're like, I want to give you the rainbow. And they don't know you. They're like, well, you're crazy. You know. So it's like, it's a catch-22 because what else are you gonna do? Like, you gotta get rid of it. You gotta. And I watched this. I seen this dumb, like, this some big nosed Persian woman. She's like no fap. She's on YouTube, and she's like day 83 or something. Oh, I relapsed. I don't. You're a fucking idiot. What? You know, day 83 without jacking off. I mean, that'd be. You know. And then these guys, they're even better. You guys. Oh, yeah, 30 days. I haven't jacked off. I have so much power. I feel great. I feel. You know what? Let me fuck the women. You can hold it for as long as you want, man. Don't give me this bullshit, okay? With me, I hold it in for a couple days, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's got to go. It builds up. Like, this is nonsense. Oh no, it will go back in. Go back in. It's got to. What do you mean? I got to get rid of this. This is stupid. Like, it's you know the whole idea is to build up a good amount and then get to fucking release it on a woman. Like, get your jollies, have a great time. And none of these fucking people at these clubs, they're young, the Hollywood crowd. For whatever reason, it's not a good place to meet women. The place I'm going, it's too old, to meet, and there's nothing that it's rotten fruit. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, see, this is the problem in life. If you're too honest, you're gonna get people mad. You're gonna piss people off. But this is the way it is. Women get a lot of fucking attention wherever they go when they have currency and everything like that. They get a lot, believe me. And they can be in their 50s. I don't care, maybe 60, they could still get. So I don't have any Rahmunis sympathy for them at all. Okay. I'm trying not to get mad. Like, it's not mad. It's just feels like I just never had a chance, really. Like, and I'm not saying like I never had a woman give me a chance, because that's not true. I've had a handful over my entire life, but there's been a lot of times that I blew opportunities just due to arrogance, stupidity. I'm busy dancing in my own with myself. Like, there's just a lot of things that I didn't know that whatever, but I changed, as I grew up. I became more educated, knowledgeable. You got to be more of a people person. I heard this on the Fearless Man guy talking about this. You can't, if you're introverted, if you're just waiting and you don't know how to talk to people in general, you're going to have no chance. Those women they're gonna read your shyness, your nervousness, and it's gonna make them nervous. It's not like in the movies where it's cute. Like some women say, "Oh, it's cute. That means he really likes me." No, they don't. They don't. No, 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 and no. If you're not comfortable, if you're not confident, you're fucking dead. You're dead in the water. I'm telling you. Unless you're like 6'5", 6'3", because I see a lot of these tall, generic-looking guys. I don't know. They look like that Zac Efron guy, whatever. That they're tall. They're Ashton Kutcher-looking guys that are 6'3", 6'2". they go with these women that are 5'6" or whatever, 5'5". I don't know. I don't know why they would like that anyway. I don't know. I see it in my area. I know I don't get nothing, and it's a very difficult thing. Ironically, before I got on the bus to go to Orange County, I see these women that would be they're better than on the sidewalk there. And I was like, fuck, but I couldn't. I have to go where I'm going. You know. Yeah, I'm damned if you do, damned if you don't. Fuck. The no-win scenario, the Kobayashi Maru. The movie Swingers. Like the Kobayashi movie Star Trek, but the movie Swingers. You're in LA. You're in a very look, these women, their needs are met. They got their dogs. They got their these guys are trying to tell you go out there, talk to a million people. Build up your confidence. Build it up. Build it up. You're I'm going to repeat this. This guy, Steve, this guy that I met at chess club, Jewish like me, he said something very profound. Very, very profound. He said, I don't get mad over things I can't control. Okay? That is really fucking profound. That summarizes everything from this episode. And everything. Mad over things you can't control. I can't control if there's women, that whatever. If nothing's showing up to my liking, or if something shows up to my liking and it's with another guy, I can't control that. There's a lot of places out there. I get to this place, it costs me next to nothing to get there. I take the train, nothing. $100 to get home when it's over. And I could try someplace else, It's kind of far away that I could get home from. I think there's like this 80s club in Montclair. It's pretty far, too. I think my driver might be able to take me home from there if I can get out there. I think that take a train out there as well. So see, there's different places to go. If you're willing to spend that much. For me, it's better than gambling. Way, 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 way better. $100 is, I'll spend that, on good foods, not one meal, of course, but, good 3-4 trips to the grocery store, that's $100, I easily, closer to 3 times, better than throwing it, $100 chip, like, the way I gamble, it's like nothing. And I'd rather give it, to a chick, I talked about this, than get something for your money. Get something for your money, whatever. End result, didn't get any action, but, it's okay. Anyway, that's enough for this episode. I'm sorry it's not another optimistic theme, but hey, you know what? Try to keep an open mind, keep trying, you know, maybe go to some different places, or just focus on yourself and don't worry about things that are beyond your control. Don't worry about it. With that, Warrior Junior, we'll keep fighting. Keep fighting. You people, you kind of people, keep fighting. You kind of people. I know I used to tell to this guy, get mad. What do you mean, you people? What are you talking about? You kind of people. Whatever. We're all kind of people.